Recorded log number 1. This is Sheriff Dewey regarding the homicides in Woodsboro County. Well, we've got 4 bodies total. The given report in the announcement made for the safety alert was incorrect. We located a technical 4 bodies at the scene. We couldn't find the full corpses for 2 of the victims. The victims included are 1 Jesse Williams, 1 Bradley Thomason, 1 Ferguson Williams, and 1 Diana Williams. Diana Williams and Ferguson Williams are the parents of Jesse Williams. Jesse Williams is the primary victim. We presume that the first 3 bodies came before Jesse Williams and were set up in the middle of the killings. We did receive the phone log, but besides that, we received a call from a distressed neighbor with concerns of noise, and that is how we were able to get to the scene. I'm going to play that log now, and discretion is advised for those in the department who get stressed at these calls. 911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, I heard some concerning noises. I think there's something going on in the house next door.
And what noises were you hearing in the house?
Well, I was hearing things like screaming and some thuds. I think something, maybe a dispute. I don't know, it sounds worrying. Maybe you could send a unit to check over?
Okay, sir, what's the address?
72 Marybury Lane.
Okay, we'll have a unit over in maybe 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Following this call, it took about 15 minutes for officers to arrive on the scene. I had arrived at the same time as 2 other deputies, and that's when we discovered the scene. From the beginning, at the front door, there was a severed head belonging to Diana. It had tape on the back of it, and there were tape marks on the window of the door. We presumed that the head was taped to the door as a sort of taunt. The head of the father as well was also alongside the mother's with tape on the back of it. There was an audio recorder seemingly used to mock a voice. We play it back, and this is what was on it.
Sweetie, we are home. Is everything okay? I heard a strange noise.
This is fucking sick. We're still on. Yeah, there was that recording, presumably played by our assailant. We discovered footsteps leading back and forth between the door, but we also discovered boot steps leading from the door, heading sideways around the house in the inside. We presume that the boot steps are from the assailant, probably entering. The glass on the door window was partially shattered, not where the head was presumably taped, but shattered just enough to leave glass on the floor. We assume this was a luring tactic by our assailant. There was another body obviously, the boyfriend, Bradley. His corpse is missing a bottom half. It was hanging by the hands from the side of the shingles on the back of the house. It was visible from the back door. We assume this was another taunt attempt or something like that. Oh, God. And our main corpse, Jessie, was discovered with 7 wounds total, 2 lacerations on the neck. Her chest was broken open somehow by the blade. We assume this is from just pulling force. It states it in the autopsy report. I know the department's at a loss for words for this case, but we have to stay vigilant. I want everybody in the department to enforce that 9 p.m. curfew. We need to prevent any possibility of something like this happening again. And I'm asking the forensics team to re-examine the house to see if we can get any DNA from the assailant. I will now have our chief medical examiner, Mr. Fernando, take over to show the autopsy reports. Good evening to the Department of Woodsboro. I am Dr. Fernando Rosales. I will be analyzing the 4 autopsy reports that were given in today to explain what we think happened to our victims. This is our report for Bradley. He was 17 years old. He was a male. We found him on 72 Mary Bush Lane, Woodsboro, California. He was Caucasian. He was 6'1", and he weighed 172 pounds. He had brown eyes, brown hair, and no beard. Blood type A positive. We found morphine in his blood, meaning he was injected with this substance, most likely to sedate him. We could not analyze rigor mortis or liver mortis because he is missing his bottom half. Unfortunately, that's not the least of it. He received blunt force trauma to the back of his head with major damage to his occipital lobe. And then he was injected with the morphine. Surprisingly an accurate dose. It most likely kept him asleep until he was severed. We presume he was alive until he bled out from the severing. It's unfortunate. This is something we have to deal with in this town now. But on to our next victims. I could not write a report for them. The parents of Jesse Williams. We were only able to identify them because the last part of them that was located is their heads. We found the heads with duct tape abrasions on the back and nothing else. Completely severed. I think we can assume how they died. And next up is Jesse Williams.
Being proud of my work plenty of fun with the police department, as you can see. Dewey, I get the feeling you're gonna miss your sister. Death comes for us all in the end. Rest well, everyone.
Here's our report for Jessie. She was also 17 years old, a female, found on the same address as Bradley. She is also Caucasian. She was 5'3", 118 pounds. She had green eyes, blonde hair, and no beard. Her blood type was O negative. There was 0.5 alcohol blood content, likely just a few drinks, as kids these days usually have when they relax at home. She was 48% through rigor mortis at the time of examination. Livor mortis was not available. She sustained 2 large lacerations to her jugular vein. Her chest was forced open, likely with the blunt of the blade, and she was stabbed twice in the liver. The pulling motion caused it to completely rupture. There was a sign of struggle. Her shirt was ripped off, but there are no signs of any sexual battery. We presume our assailant just wanted his work to be visible. It's disgusting. We are unable to obtain any DNA of the assailant, meaning there was no skin-to-skin contact, no entry contact, and the assailant was not injured in any way. We have nothing. I advise those out there to stay safe. We don't enjoy having to make these reports. Please, just follow the curfew.